Finally, we are here. It's tournament day one of the 2019 World Games on the Vaal River. We had some technical difficulties as the weather plays an important part here today. It's tough to get the signals up, so apologies for that if we're not live on all the platforms, but we will sort out that signal and hopefully Mother Nature gives us a bit of a break. But as I like to do, I always start at the top. And I have the number one ranked angler in South Africa, the captain of the South African team here with me this morning, a very familiar face in the sport of Saba and bass fishing locally and around the world, Justy Farquhar. So Justy, thanks for being here with us this morning.
Marcus, and thank you guys, getting this feedback back to all the folks at home, we really appreciate that. You guys do an awesome job. And, the weather's playing a little bit difficult with us today, but I think it's going to pan out to be a really nice day. Temperature's expected at 28. But, yeah, it's going to change the conditions a little bit on the river, but we're looking forward to it. The team is amped, and we're looking forward to a really good day.
Yeah, I think you wear many caps at an event like this, and what I mean by that is not only are you an angler, but you're also a top-tier sponsor. I'm first going to start off from the angling perspective. I think a lot of the guys that are watching want to know about the competition. You guys have put in a bit of work as a team. The pre-fish compared to now, a lot different, a lot changed?
Marcus, we managed to get in some time, and for sure the river system has changed quite a bit. This water coming in now will mix things up a little bit, but we're hoping that the patterns are going to stick out for the next 3 days. We're obviously going to have to adjust as we're going along, but it'll be interesting to see today how much effect this rain is going to have on the plan.
And I mentioned yesterday, we're working on a reverse Grand Prix system, so penalty points, as we saw in 2017, that plays an intricate role in the team planning and the team strategy. So just for the viewers that don't understand, if you have a team that comes in with 0 fish for the day, you get the heaviest penalty points, as opposed to a team that may come in with 3 fish, they'll get far less penalty points. Have you guys got a strategy for that?
Well, it's a very difficult situation because, as you stated, all 3 boats have to come in with fish. Now, that means we may have to sacrifice a boat that's running a really good pattern. They might have to hold back and allow the other boat to come in and at least catch a few fish because, as you've stated, it's pointless 2 boats coming in with 5 fish and the other boat coming in with 1. So strategy-wise, we have to plan it very carefully. Communication has to be completely under control at all times during the day. And that's the important part, and sometimes you have to sacrifice. Everyone wants to catch a lot of fish. Sometimes you have to back off and let the other boat catch them.
Yeah, so interesting team tactics that are going to be applied. We see a new team that's joined us this year from Australia, a few familiar faces, expats of South Africa. Looking forward to see what they have to do this week.
For sure, Dave and Julian are familiar with the river system, and those guys are really good anglers, so it's great to have them here. I think it adds another angle of competition to it, and it's just really nice having some other nations here.
Yeah, it's great. So we got 14 again. We see another new nation, another new team is the Korean team. They came back to the weigh station here looking a little bit wet in that torrential downpour. Let me just explain for the folks back home in Cape Town. We get this rain like a little light drizzle. Over here, it rains. If you pan down here for a minute, we're under a tent. There's an immense puddle here. The shoes are wet. Thanks to Columbia for decking me out here with a nice rain suit this morning. But boys have got to keep warm on the water today.
Yeah, look, that's going to be an important part of the whole day. I think we're going to expect a little bit more rain later on, but as long as the guys are comfortable and stay warm the whole day, stay focused on the fishing, that's going to be an important part.
Now, I'm going to switch it up a little bit because you're a top-tier sponsor, Farcanelli Customs, representing Hummingbird and Minn Kota, some of the best technology that we have in the world. You bring it to South Africa and you supply it to all the guys. As we can see behind us, we got one of the big Solex 12s there. Tell us about how you plan that out and how important it is for your support for Saba.
Look, I think it's good that all the sponsors are helping Saba grow the sport. And what's awesome this time around is, although we're all competitors out there, I'm just really happy that everybody's come to the party. That's important for the sport. From our side, we're just happy to be on board and, supporting not only the development from a senior level, but trying to filter it through to juniors and to grassroots level. And the products are awesome. I mean, you know, we're talking about the One Boat Network now, new system operational, 360 imaging, which plays a really important role for me specifically and a lot of anglers out there. And I mean, I've just managed to have the opportunity to fit the new range of talons, and that all integrates on the system. You can control that from your Solix, and they've upped the game. You know, Mega Imaging, when it was released, everybody was really excited about it. They've just come out with Mega Imaging Plus. So, you know, everybody's developing. I think it's a situation that every manufacturer has to stay on top of the game. And let's be honest, everybody out there is making really good equipment today.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point to make. I think that it all comes down to, you know, what your preference of brand is. But some fantastic screens flashing behind me. Let's get a little bit of a closer look. This is the Solex 12. Is this the biggest unit that you have in the range?
We have a 15 available, but the 12 seems to be the most popular. Obviously the 10 from a sizing point of view to fit into consoles. The 15 is an awesome unit. I've run them. For me, it just feels like a little bit of overkill. I believe the 12 is probably the ideal situation. The nice other features you have on these units is you can go out there and actually auto chart live and keep that information on your unit. So if there's a specific spot that you are doing well on and you want to really know about what's happening there, auto chart the area. It also allows you to set it up so that you can see vegetation or hardness levels there. And then obviously once you've done that, you just drop your trolling motor down, Ultrex or the Fortrex with a 360 there, and you can just move around the area and see exactly what you need to see.
Just another technical question with this One Boat technology. We had a look at the units yesterday, and all the controls are on the units itself. So whether you have your remote on your neck or you have the unit straight in front of you, it's just one touch technology, no buttons, all touch screens as well.
That is an awesome feature. You know, on the side panel, you can basically operate everything from your spot lock functions to your talons. Change your sonar colors. Everything is available to you there. It's quick and easy, and the technology is really good.
Now, fantastic. Just another thing, tell us, when would you use your spot lock feature and when would you use your talons?
For me, I think it comes down to, obviously the talon comes more into play when you fishing bedding fish, because obviously thinking about it, you don't want the trolling motor causing any disturbance on the water. So once you've located a bed, you drop the talons down, keep your foot off the trolling motor, and that obviously works for me a lot better. And then basically the other options you've got on the Ultrex besides the spot lock function is if you're tracking down a bank, for example throwing a spinnerbait, you set the boat just off the bank at a casting distance, pointed in the direction you want to go, and that baby will just track down the bank. Takes a lot of pressure off of you. You're standing with both feet on the deck, just allows you to cast and fish a lot easier.
Yeah, great for the fatigue. We all know that if we think about the way we fish, we're basically fishing off one leg all day long, you know. Most of our right calves are slightly bigger than our left calves, I think. But that feature is absolutely fantastic.
No, it is. I think it's taken bass fishing a long way. And I don't know how much more you can really improve that unit. You know, they've put everything together. And I think it's at the level now where there's just not much more you can add to it. So anybody out there that you know, you get to my age, you need to back off a little bit, you need a little bit of help, the Ultrex is going to make life a lot easier for you out there.
Well, you certainly haven't backed off in the rankings and in the point scoring, all the victories that we see all online, so well done to you. You're the top angler in South Africa, you're the captain of the South African team, and I think I share the sentiments of all the viewers watching here today, all the South Africans specifically, whether they're in South Africa or all over the world. We wish you guys the best of luck. Don't forget, we're still ranked #1 in the world. You guys are the top anglers. I wish you all the best on the water. Have fun. Enjoy the time. We're looking forward to the weighing this afternoon. I'm going to let Justy go right now. He's got a lot of work to do with his anglers. Justy, thanks for taking the time. Good luck with the event.
Marcus, thank you.
Thanks. So there you have it, Justy Farquharson, the captain of the South African team. It's great to be here. As I mentioned earlier on, rain is causing us big troubles with the feed, so we apologize for that. Our on-the-water coverage at 3:30 is going to be cut short. So what we're going to do is we're going to present as much on-the-water coverage as we can between about 3:30 or 3:45. From there, we're going to flow straight into the weigh-in. So we're going to try bring you the best coverage from day 1, 2, and 3 as the event rolls on. Now, as an angler, you can understand the implications of sharing the information on the water. We had the captain's meeting last night and we shared a lot of sentiments. We had a long discussion about what are the anglers comfortable in sharing with us as a camera crew? I know all the viewers out there, you want to see specifics, you want to get on the boat. We want to get you on the boat, but unfortunately that's only going to happen as the tournament goes on, and I'm sure we'll have a lot more in-depth coverage on day 3. I'm going to cut to a quick ad break while I go and find the next insert. We're going to have a little chat to a junior that did very well on the nationals here just last year, and so yeah, enjoy the ad.
My first bass, I caught at my grandparents' lake, and I just remember the way that it fought and jumped, and that's the one that ruined me. After that, all I wanted to do was fish for bass. When I first started fishing, everything was what you would see with your eyes or with your polarized glasses. You know, my first boat didn't have a depth finder. I was fishing out of a 14-foot aluminum boat with a little gas outboard, and I remember just getting my first transom-mounted trolling motor. What a game changer it was just to be able to go down the bank. And I learned real fast that boat control was everything. I feel like I have an advantage with Minn Kota and Humminbird with this one boat network. Everything is integrated together. My talons work with my Lake Master mapping and my depth finders and my Ultrex. They all think and work together. And you have multiple ways to run all of them, from your iPilot link to your individual remotes, from the Bluetooth on your phone, right off of the depth finder screen. So anywhere you're at in the boat, you have total boat control. I can actually navigate to a waypoint and just have the trolling motor take me to it so I can retie or re-rig while I'm going there. Side imaging, mega imaging, that's a huge game changer. It allows me to look at so much more water, so much more efficiently, and get a very detailed picture. You know, Spot Lock holds me within about a 36-inch circle. You know, that trolling motor is not going to move out of that. So it's just incredible the precision that we have now, not only with our GPS, but also, you know, with mapping. It's not supposed to be hard to understand what your electronics are showing you, or how to run that trolling motor, or to stay in one spot, or to put your talents down. It's supposed to be easy. And with Minn Kota and Humminbird and the One Boat Network, it's easy.
And as I promised, I'm here with this fine young gentleman, Jason Harrison. He's one of the juniors down in South Africa. Jason, an interesting thing happened last year. You competed in the senior national event. So how it works is we take our top 50 anglers from all over South Africa. We compete at a national level in one tournament, and the outcome of that tournament determines who our top anglers are and who represents South Africa in this Protea team. Jason, you came out here as a junior. Tell me a little bit of how that works. How did you get to compete as a junior in a senior event?
So within the junior nationals, the champion of that tournament gets to go forward and fish the senior nationals. So basically you get a chance to compete with the best.
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 18, 19 this year.
So it's 18, 19 this year. When you competed, you were probably ranked as a junior. So not only did you win the junior nationals in that year, but you then also won the senior nationals as well.
Yes, I did.
And where did you fish that junior nationals?
That junior national was on the same place.
So 2 competitions in a row on the Vaal River. This young man dominated. And what was it like competing at that senior event? I mean, at an event of that magnitude, was it a bit nerve-wracking, or did you flow quite easily into it?
It definitely was very nerve-wracking. It was very exciting, but I took it as a tournament where I can have as much fun possible, but definitely competing against people that I look up to. I gave them all, and yeah.
And that's an interesting point. I mean, we've got such a good junior program in South Africa, and tops to all the junior presidents out there for putting this process in order. I mean, to allow the juniors, once they reach 16 years old, to be able to compete at senior divisionals, to gain experience, and to further grow them as anglers and then compete at the senior level is fantastic.
Yes, no, the system that's been put in place really enables our juniors to get to the best they possibly can. And it's not just fishing wise, like within the person, like etiquette, morals, it's all really good. So yeah, I really like the idea of letting them fish when they're 16 as well.
And what would you recommend? I mean, there's a lot of youngsters out there watching the program, watching the shows. They see an event like this, they're passionate about fishing, but they don't have the opportunity to get on a boat. They don't have the opportunity to get all the best tackle, but they've got a rod and reel, and they're excited and they're passionate. What would your advice be to them?
My advice would be just nag your parents, honestly, nag your parents. But spend as much time with the rod in your hand as possible. It's healthy for you. Go to local ponds and fish them till you know every little pebble in that little pond. And it's only the way to better yourself.
Yeah, I think to add to that, I mean, there's so many clubs, there's so many divisions in different areas. Maybe join that club, Facebook your friends you see fishing, ask them, what club should I join, where can I go? I think there's a great camaraderie amongst the juniors. I know down in the Western Cape there's a lot of new faces, and it's all friends from the school. You know, the youngsters down there, they fish and they call their buddies and they go fish farm ponds. They say, come along with us, join the event, and the seniors take the time to put them on their boats.
Yes. Yeah, same Southern Division here in this area. 60% and even 70% of our team goes to one school, and we all just fish together constantly. And the friends you make for life, you really do.
And tell me, let's dial it in a little bit about the fishing. I mean, you won the Nationals here alongside John Rhodes, who's a friend of mine from the Western Cape. The patterns and the styles and the techniques of fishing then at that time of the year compared to now, you think there's going to be a big difference?
Yeah, so what's going on the river now is what went on when I fished my junior nationals, which was really tough and slow. But senior nationals, like it was full on spawn. The day 1 tournament, they were there, but they hadn't moved up yet. Day 2 and day 3, those fish were right up, literally dropping eggs. And yeah, the fishing was amazing. When the storm came on, it just turned the fish on. And
that's an interesting point. That's a really, really interesting point. So we see a storm roll in now. Are your predictions it's going to make the fishing better, or is your predictions it's going to make the fishing a lot tougher?
This wasn't really a come and go storm. This has been here since last night, so I think the fishing will be good after the storm, but if like something had to come later this afternoon and then go and leave Bangladesh with some time to fish, they're definitely going to stack their boats. These fish love it when it storms.
And what does it do to the river? I mean, being a river system, does it push a lot of current through here? Does it push a lot of clean water in? Does it dirty up a lot of areas? Is that something that you think the guys are going to have to manage? Some of the areas might get muddied up, fish that they found in practice. What do you think?
Definitely, if you have cleanish water and it's pushing dirty water in, it depends on how much is coming in. If it's a lot, it's not a good thing. But that water coming through does bring through like little insects and stuff, and it brings bait fish there. And the bass do follow it. They really like currents or little pipes pushing in water in this river system. And they can school up there in schools of like 10, and you can just stack them very quickly.
10 minutes to start.
So I'm going to put you on the spot, because I know you got to get down to your boat. What is your predictions for the winning bag at this event after all 3 days? So 5 fish times 3.
5 fish times 3. I'm going to say it's going to be 3 kilos, 3.5 kilos a bag. So let's go with 3. So I would say 9 kilos. It's going to be winning. Actually, no, let's make it 4. So it's going to be 12 kgs. It's going to be the winning bag.
12 kgs. Predictions from Jason. Jason, thanks for taking the time for us. On a different perspective there, you're skippering the guys from Mexico. Tell us about that language barrier. Are you gelling with them well?
There isn't really much of a language barrier. They really do speak well. Amazing guys, very funny, extremely good anglers, like really, really good. I did not expect to see what they can do with a rod and reel and line and hook. It's really good.
Well, thanks very much for taking the time to spend with us. Let's get on that boat. Enjoy yourself today in the rain. I hope you got your rain gear, because it's going to be cold and wet. Thanks for joining us, young man. There you have it, Jason Harrison, the junior that did extremely well at the 2017 event here on the Vaal River. Also just want to give a shout out to John Rhodes, the senior that won that event here. I spoke to him on my channel. You've seen him in a few events, went back home, toiled a bit with our local dams down in the Western Cape, but well done to you as well, John. Fantastic achievement, and yeah, we're looking forward to seeing the weigh-in this afternoon. Don't forget to tune in from 4 o'clock. We'll be running it live. We are having serious difficulties with the live feed, and you may say, but I can get down here, I can roll with my cell phone and everything's fine. Why can't we do it with our equipment? Well, it's not that simple. Of course, we got equipment that is of higher standard, and the upload speeds and what we're getting with the internet during this bad weather is just not playing the role. But we'll keep pushing, we'll keep trying. There'll definitely be uploads on the Saba Facebook page, Just Fishing Facebook page, and Just Fishing YouTube page. So stay tuned, we'll bring you the best possible coverage we can.
Grandfather, where does clover come from?
Far beyond the furthest star, far beyond the sky, is a waterfall of the purest milk, 1,000 stories high. The twirling tinas dance so sweet as they thicken the milk just right. For the trodders to trod with their cookie mold feet, making butter bricks creamy and light. Old Tabby is careful not to mess. As he peddles the milk in his tummy, the piggies then use their beaks to cut perfect slices of cheese so yummy. Follow the river of snow-white milk as it goes to get cozy and warm. Then it's time to cool it down inside a friendly storm. Our clover friends have had their fun in the Milky Way far above. And now that all their work is done, they add their secret ingredient, love. And that's the way clover is made.
And that's all we need. We need next quarter so that we can promise it to everyone.
Yeah? Stop working right now! Look outside. Is this spreadsheet weather? No, it's not. This is fishing weather. So stop clicking, get out there, and catch a bass. Stop what you're doing and start fishing Rapala Ripstop.
My good mates, I got a lot of good mates here. My good mate from KZN, Shane Estrin. Shane, you fished this event last year, or 2017. You're part of the winning team.
That's right, yeah.
Post that event, tell me what it's like looking back.
Yes, you know, the event itself was awesome. Firstly, to just qualify for that team with so many other great anglers, and then to come here and win it on home water. The crowds were fantastic. You know, every day we got off the water, read all our messages. There were literally hundreds every day, guys wishing you well. It was just fantastic. And yeah, that's kind of carried over. You know, when I posted pictures now, the guys are saying, good luck, you know, bring back the trophy. And I'm saying, well, I'm not an angler this year, I'm a skipper. But it was just a fantastic event, eh?
And a completely different perspective that you have on this event now, skippering guys. Am I correct? You're skippering some guys from Mexico?
That's correct, yeah. Again, being an angler, it is totally different. Our role now is basically to be chauffeurs. The guys that I'm with are very good anglers, and they know exactly where they want to go and what they want to do. So basically, I just chauffeur them there. They show me on the map where they want to go. They've got back home great equipment, probably better equipment boats-wise than what I've got. So when they get there, they're really good anglers. They know what they're doing.
And I saw a couple of guys filing, bringing their own electronics as backups on the boats. But I think the quality of boats that we supply here from South Africa, top class stuff. You're running the Phoenix down here. You got big units on the front. I think the teams appreciate that.
100%. I think especially the European teams, a lot of their boats over there are smaller boats, smaller engines, and for them to come and jump on a big boat with a 225 or a 250 on the back is just a treat in itself. My very first World Cup was in Spain, and I fished off a little tin boat with a 30 on the back.
And if I'm correct, you guys did very well. It was yourself and Gregory Schlupp, wasn't it?
That's correct, yeah. The team itself overall came second, and myself and Greg were the top boat in our South African division from the C section of boats.
Okay, let's switch over to fishing and let's switch over to tactics here. You were here 2017, a completely different time of the year. What would be your predictions, without saying anything that your anglers are doing, what would be your predictions and what would you be looking at to win this event?
Well, obviously, the guys have put in their practice. They will have their plans. The weather change might change things a bit, but what I would probably do is start out in areas where I'm confident, where I've had bites, with the same sort of lures that I've been getting those bites on, and then just try and evolve my game plan from there. You know, give yourself confidence that you are in an area where there were fish before, and then just figure it out on the day.
I've put one or two of the skippers on the spot, and we'll see in the recap at the end of the event, also the captains of the teams. 5 fish, winning bag weights at the end of the tournament. 15 fish weighing in round about what to win this event?
Sure. Traditionally, a kilo fish on the river is a good fish. So I'd say 5 fish a day, 5 kilos, 15 kilos at the end of the week. You're going to be a lot nearer the top than the bottom.
Yeah, I think I share that sentiment with you. I think that I spoke to Justy earlier on. We were talking about the reverse Grand Prix system and how that's going to play a role. I mean, you get penalized points heavily for bringing in 0 fish. So working areas, sharing areas, and putting fish on boats is going to be a pivotal, important part of this event.
Yeah, teamwork is crucial in this event. You can't have one guy with the biggest bag and your next boat with 1 fish and your third boat with nothing. You know, your guy that's got the biggest bag for the day, then it's nowhere. It puts the team nowhere. You have to put the team first, make sure everybody's on fish, and then try and everybody limit every day. If you don't, it will hurt you at the end of the week.
Well, thanks for taking the time to chat to us. I know you've got a lot of work to do. You've got to get your rig ready, rocking and rolling. How are you going to keep warm in this weather here today, buddy? You got a pair of wellies on you?
I've got no wellies. I learned yesterday I had shoes and socks, and those got soaked in that first shower. I didn't have enough warm clothes on the boat, so learned from my practice day, and I've packed the boat full of spare clothing.
Well, Columbia's here just behind me. They're selling a lot of gear today. I think they've sold out on all their rain suits with the guys. I mean, a huge sponsor like that, Shane, Columbia, they are specialized in fishing gear and sort of thing. I mean, great to see them come on board.
Yeah, 100%. All the sponsors that have come on board, we really appreciate it as anglers. Please, everyone out there, go and support our sponsors.
Absolutely fantastic. Thanks for taking the time to spend with us. All the best for the rest of the day. Keep safe on the water. There you have it, former Protea angler, winner of the last event here in 2017, Shane Estrin. We're going to cross over now. We're going to switch off the feed and move over to some of the formalities here at the World Games. We'll catch up in a little while. Certainly not easy fishing, but that's tournament fishing.
Just sportsmanship needs to prevail.
Remember, it only takes 5 minutes. That's all it takes to catch 5 fish.
My first fish.
Yes, let's get to it.